Welcome back, Tran wins Dying Light 2. This episode we'll be recovering the remaining side quests available to us. The first one we'll do is Hooked on the Challenge, Hooked on the Thrill, which was a quest that is immediately available when you arrive into New Villador, or into the Central Loop. But without the grappling hook, you cannot do it. Well, we now have the grappling hook, so let's go ahead and take care of that.
Here, have a beer with me. It's warm and past its best before date, but it's still one of life's two greatest pleasures.
He has a daughter.
Thanks. I'm dying to hear what the other one is.
What do you think? The sweet, sweet thrill of gambling, obviously.
Oh, yeah? What's your game?
Now it's just boring cards. When the boss is not looking. Used to be much more crazy when the night runners were around. See that group of buildings there? They had a parkour course between them. There was this cheeky guy named, Hassan? Pacan? Anyway, he used it to test recruits for their skills with the grappling hook. Gave them some wicked shit with it.
Let me guess. You and the guys placed bets on who's gonna fall on his ass first.
Exactly! Well. You do know how to have fun. I like you. Hey, tell you what. Why don't we bring the excitement back?
How do you mean?
Believe it or not, some of these recruits actually finished the course. And a few even demonstrated mad skills. How about you test yourself and see if you can beat their time? And I could take bets from the guys again. Win-win, eh? Hey, fellas, get your purses ready. We may have action here. If you feel up to it, just punch the bell. It's a bit dusty, as you can see.
Always gotta wait for the pop-ups to finish before it initiates the menu. Just so it's not me being slow or anything like that.
Ring the bell when you're ready to ramble, pilgrim. Wow, great time. You were so close to the top slot. You can still do it, and I can get my money back.
That was top slot? Whatever, dude.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, oh no. They still haven't fixed the parkour manual or the combat manual icon. Alright, next up. Matchmaker. We'll see if there's more than one that's been queued up.
Looking sharp, Aiden.
Hi.
Aren't you Vinny? Haven't I seen you with Juan? Are you here for the Sparker card?
No.
I'm pretty sure
OMG, listen. I value discretion. You must be new on Sparker. What happens on Sparker stays on Sparker.
You seem more talkative than you were around Juan.
Oh my god, can we please not talk about him? I'm a serious person, okay? Not Juan's fuckboy.
Okay. I just want...
I'm not his plaything. I'm not a pushover. Nobody bosses me around.
No, I never said you...
Why are you being so rude to me?
Wait, rude? Sorry about that.
You know how to apologize. Extra points for that. What are your hobbies?
Well, I like to...
You know, I treat Sparker meetings just as seriously as when I meet someone in a bar. With respect. You know? But then again, I am who I am. If you can't stand me at my worst, you certainly don't deserve me at my best. I like talking to you.
Listen, Vinny, I think I left a bucket of water on the street. Like, I gotta go.
I didn't want to hook up with you anyway.
Okay.
Frank's calling for the return of the Night Runners.
Leave the area and come back.
Maya, why don't you wait a few years before you look for a boyfriend?
Are you nuts? I'm looking for a Herman, like the one Sophie has.
A Herman?
A warrior who would jump into the flames for me, so that we could have our own gang and never fear anyone. Maybe you'd like to be that? I saw you fight. We could kick some ass together.
Sure.
I'd be happy to join you. Together with such a brave, woman, we could rule the town.
Yay, cool!
Yeah, but first, I need to finish what I'm doing. Gotta find someone.
I see. Anyway, if you want to start our gang when you've finished, let me know.
I will. Good luck.
Keep it unlocked. Man on a mission. Assuming that's the final matchmaker quest.
I keep telling everyone we should be getting ready for winter.
You don't have to talk to this person in order to initiate the next quest, but I wanted to cover this optional dialogue for the next quest.
Hey, what's all this about?
We are rehearsing a play, my dear boy. A comedy, to be precise. An art form that has nearly vanished in these dark times.
Huh, I see. So did you write this play?
I wish I did. But no, it's The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, a classic of theatre.
Classic? How old is it?
Almost half a millennium. That is why we must not forget it. It's a crucial part of our cultural history. Would you care to join our little theatre group?
Join? No. I was just curious.
I love it when you young'uns get curious. Listen, if you want to know more, go find Albert. He's on a mission to collect all the works of classical literature. His endeavors would surely satiate your curiosity, and then some.
Sounds interesting. Where can I find him?
He set up a modest library in the Peacekeeper's ship, has stockpiled lots of books so far, and he's on a constant search for more. So even if books themselves don't capture your imagination, you can still make a pretty penny there.
Ryan's got a gift. She just...
I'm going to leave in this entire trip from the travel point to show you that you need to make this run every time you wish to return to Albert, and you will need to return to it more than 10 times.
So boring today.
On a day like
Keep
this,
watch,
I
don't
miss
talk.
real coffee.
Or a day off. That'll be better.
Hey, come here. I asked for a real night, and I think I pissed someone off. I'm innocent.
Fuck me.
Infected won't listen to your excuses, Private.
Anywhere. Tell me what's up with you instead. You know what Kate told me my youngest said? When I grow up, I want to...
Yeah, I heard.
She called Jen a stupid slut for what she did with Jacob.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Come here. I need to talk to you. I'm Albert, and from what I hear, you're Aiden. You have quite the reputation, my boy. For being fearless. For boldly crisscrossing the city at night, as if it were broad daylight.
You believe all that?
At first, I didn't believe, because a pilgrim's always a guy with some kind of dark past. A bandit, a rebel, an outcast. But from what they say about you...
I'm sure whatever you've heard is an exaggeration.
Nonsense, my boy. I have something you probably don't come across all that much. Faith. Faith in you.
I'd be careful with that.
It's no time to be careful, my boy. I believe that your strength, determination, and courage are just what you need to retrieve priceless treasures before they are lost forever. Before mankind is plunged irrevocably into the intellectual and philosophical Dark Ages.
So, your books, then?
This isn't about dime store paperbacks, boy. I'm talking about the greatest works of literature ever created through the eons of human existence. The greatest thought pieces, philosophical treatises, works of romance, drama, and horror. All of which serve to illuminate and uplift humanity itself. Losing such a heritage would reduce us to cavemen, with no better way to express ourselves than through savage grunts as we scratch crude figures on walls.
Sure. How can I help?
Work with me, please, to find and secure these treasures. I've been researching the local private book collections. If I'm right, many priceless volumes may be found all around the city. Of course, many of the dwellings are now infested by these horrible creatures of the night. That's where you come in. Here, take this list. Each title on it corresponds to one of the many facets of humanity. Fail to save them, and the diamond of mankind will dull and shatter like cheap glass. Remember, we are not simply creatures of flesh and blood, but also of mind and ideas. I am charging you with the salvation of the very spirit of man.
Right. I'm off then.
I really do not like this quest, but at least it is a little better than the new DLC or new patch quest that has you kill 10 very durable goons. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and warp on out of here, it looks like. Yeah. Alright, so you basically have to pixel hunt a book. Thankfully, you can generally detect them, but with your survivor sense. So, Anderson's Fairy Tales. Good. I'm not disagreeing that these books might be worth anything. I'm just disagreeing with the quest itself. What is cool is that as you run back to the library, you will see peacekeepers reading, and they'll talk about it. However, they would do this anyways, even if you haven't brought any books back. The Bible. Alright, now back to Albert. I'll spare you the run.
Here are your books.
Not my books, dear boy. Our books. Humanity's books. The world is collectively sighing right now due to your efforts, and it doesn't even know why. This tale, your tale, will be the next great epic, and it's only begun. Ah, the Bible. I mean, well, that's like the book, right? Few books have shaped the world as profoundly as the Bible. Hans Christian Andersen and his fairy tales. Powerful stories of virtue and resilience. Children's tales, yes, but containing wisdom for all. You have just rescued the collective unconscious of the Western world. Thanks to you, the fire in the belly of humanity burns brighter today. Let's stoke it more, shall we? Thalia there is my associate. She helps me track the collections around the city. She will point you to the next locations as I catalog the books you bring me.
So, during the mission where you bring whiskey to Danyor, you get asked if Aiden has slept with anyone. And Thalia can be that character that Aiden has. It doesn't matter if you give her the worst possible answers, like you try to offend her as much as possible, she will still be a romantic option for Aiden.
Hi, Aiden. I'm Thalia. So, you're the pilgrim Albert told me is helping us rebuild humanity's library.
I am.
Albert's a wonderful man. I only hope others will appreciate what he's trying to do. We're not in the middle of the Renaissance, you know. Few people read. What about you?
What about me?
Do you read?
Sure.
When I can. Not often.
Then tell me what you think. Between the Bible and Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales, which would you consider a better guide to human behavior?
I don't know.
Fairy tales for sure. Doesn't have an agenda like some religious claptrap.
Yes, but think of how the Bible has shaped the world around us. For good or ill, it's a powerful influence. I must speak to Albert now. Perhaps we'll talk again. Speaking of which, here are the locations of more books.
I'm not doing this because I'm trying to be obnoxious or anything, even if the whole thing is obnoxious. I'm just trying to go faster.
It's a shame he's such a
Same thing for like if I do this. The complete works of William Shakespeare. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. Trying to peer through the walls to find the books. I'm looking for this little flashing icon of the Arabian Nights. The Epic of Gilgamesh.
You found them! My research was spot on. Here, we have the complete works of William Shakespeare. His stories are some of the most often retold and adapted in history. So universal were his themes. His tragedies were the most popular. Are we humans drawn to tragedy? Something to reflect upon. The Arabian Nights. Originally 1001 Nights. A seminal collection of stories, folk tales, and songs that span a continent over several centuries. It is a melting pot of literature, sometimes fantastical, often violent. Not unlike life in our own city. More monumental achievements secured from destruction. Let's keep at it. I believe Thalia already has readied a new list.
Hello, Aiden. I see you've brought back a collection of Shakespeare's works for Albert. Are you familiar with Romeo and Juliet?
I guess.
Tell me, do you believe in love? I mean, true love. The fated love of which Shakespeare wrote.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really call Shakespeare's works about true love. I don't know.
I'd like to think so. I just haven't seen a lot of it in my life.
It's true. Even simple affection seems in scarce supply these days. But the hope... it's the hope that can make it possible. If not now, then later. As the fates decree. Speaking to you, Aiden, has once again been a revelation. I look forward to your next visit. It's a welcome break for me. For you too, I hope. Here's a new list. Watch out for yourself.
it just that one? We're fast traveling because even though we are maybe geographically closer to the book from where we were at, we would have to exit out the ship, and it would not be a straight line. And I don't think any of the books were in a container. I remember right. So here's no, apparently those are just rags. Am I in the right place? Maybe it says find books in the abandoned store. This is a store. It is abandoned. I don't know if this is. No, it probably is the right place. Well, let's just. Oh, I think I see a book over there. The Communist Manifesto. Wait. And Bhagavad Gita. Alright, let's head back to Albert.
More of humanity's legacy restored and protected. The Bhagavad Gita is the controversial Krishna Bible. The warrior god Krishna tells us that he is responsible for our actions. We are a part of him, extensions of his thoughts and desires. It challenges the concept of free will and personal responsibility. Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto is one of the most influential political documents of all time. I wonder what he would say about class struggles in our own day and age, and unique circumstances. Thank you for these, Aiden. I'm afraid we haven't found any new noteworthy collections for you yet, but keep an open channel. I will radio you the moment we have it.
Alright, I guess let's log out and back in. Alright, so from this is right there is where Jack Matt's base is in his quarters. This is Aiden's quarters, or guest room, or whatever you want to call it. You can reach the book club by taking this alleyway back here. That's why I spent some time talking about it.
Hold that hammer right. Not like some gimp.
You have such well-kept hands.
Keep flaunting the privilege.
I have to say, Aiden, I haven't seen Albert this happy in forever. Thank you for what you're doing. Here's a list for your next book search. I've enjoyed our talks, but I tend to hog the conversation. Are there any questions you'd like to ask me?
Well, actually, I am curious about something.
Wonderful. What would you like to know?
I get that you're a romantic, but are you into subjects like science?
An interesting question. Hopefully my answer will be worthy of it. You ask, though, as if they are entirely different ends of the spectrum. But to me, they are parallel notions. Whether it's science or romance, answers to questions are often best guesses based on what can be observed. With a different perspective, the same information leads to a different answer. For example, the sun was once a fiery god that, with better observational tools, was revealed to be but a fiery ball of gas. How do you feel about science? Especially given its role in our current mess.
Science is just a tool, like a hammer. You can use it to build a shelter or bury it in someone's skull.
A vivid but effective example. Hopefully we'll see more shelters and fewer of the other. Hurry back so we can speak some more.
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
Prometheus Bound. The Island of Dr. Moreau. I find it easier to find the books looking through the walls, because the wall is a nice featureless surface, and seeing the icon pops out at you a little bit. And the Torah. We have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and Oedipus the King. I would be a lot more cool with this quest if I didn't have to run back so often.
you're a miracle worker. You found them and brought them back safely. Oh, here now is one of the original great American novels, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Mark Twain was a wry observer of the human condition and a sharp-witted satirist. What would his take on the divisions of our society be, I wonder? Here we have what is known as the Written Torah, an introduction, if you will, to the origin story of the Jewish people, and part of the larger concept of the Torah that includes all their teachings, culture, and practice. A crucial tome of religion and culture. Our collection is growing by leaps and bounds, primarily due to your leaping and bounding. Nothing? You are a stoic, aren't you? Damn, thought you'd have a better sense of humor than Thalia. Ah, well.
Aiden, it's such a wonderful day. Let's dispense with all this dreary philosophizing, shall we?
Okay.
I see you brought back The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Tell me, Aiden, as a pilgrim, are you an adventurer like Huckleberry Finn?
Every day out there was an adventure, I can tell you that. Not always a pleasant one, though.
There was plenty of unpleasantness in Huckleberry Finn.
In that case, call me Huck.
And I'll be your Mary Jane. Tell me, Aiden, do you have a thing for older women like Huck did?
Excuse me?
Never mind. I am just glad you've retained your sense of humor in the face of this world's darkness. And don't ever think I take for granted the danger you surely encounter every day.
The danger's out there, Thalia. Here with you. No reason not to relax.
That's how I feel when you're around, Aiden. Thank you for that. I'll anxiously await your return. Before you go,
keep trying to get out Survivor one, but we have Frankenstein. Oh, that's all that's here. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that I could grapple hook while I was on the paraglider. The Victory Odes. And the Metamorphosis. This run has been full of not landing well. We have the Invisible Man.
How the thrill I get when you walk through the door with more books. Let me see. Let me see. Hardly. Franz Kafka might have thrived in our city. He wrote tales that blended realism and fantasy, creating surreal environments and scenarios. Doesn't that sound familiar? The Metamorphosis was all about a hideous transformation. Yes, he might have provided some brilliant insight into our current situation. Yes, you have preserved poetry. That's just what the city needs. Particularly the work of Pindar and his victory odes. They celebrate the triumphs of ancient athletes. And what is life today but a contest simply to survive? He was a firm believer in what man can achieve by the grace of the gods. Gods or no, I share his faith. I spoke about faith when we first met. Not only was that faith justified, you've now given me hope.
Aiden. I've barely been able to focus, waiting for you to return. I see you brought Kafka's Metamorphosis. Albert's been after that particular book for a while. I'm sure Albert waxed poetic about the theme of transformation and its parallels to the state of our world.
A lot of wax, actually. 2 earfuls, at least.
That's Albert. But I'm curious what you think. Is the protagonist's transformation into a giant cockroach an apt parallel for what's going on in our world?
Hey, don't tell Albert, but it doesn't really work for me.
Oh? How so?
It turned me into a roach any day over becoming an infected.
I agree. I'm more apt to compare our world to Kafka's The Trial. We're all stuck in a maze of increasing danger and absurdity. There are authorities, but no accountability. No way to truly solve any problems.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Do you know? This might be a little out of turn, Aiden, but I don't think I've ever been so aroused by a discussion of nihilism. I have to confess, Aiden. I was attracted to you the moment I laid eyes on you. So if I come off a little thirsty, well, I am. But it's your mind, Aiden. You constantly surprise and delight me. You have a devastating combination of mind and body. I've said too much. I hope I didn't just drive you away. Please, Aiden, come back soon.
Me, people will always complain.
Nailed it. Hey, what are you doing here?
None of your business. What do you want?
I'm just looking for a book, not for any trouble.
You see books, we see toilet paper. Find another library.
I just came from one, and I can't let you rip those books to shreds.
Can't let us? Please. Get him, boys. Let's pick his corpse clean.
We have Crime and Punishment, The Trial, Medea, War and Peace, Gulliver's Travels, Anachrenia, one. Here's the last one. Oh, and Antigone.
Ah, more great works recovered. Your dedication to this is moving. Gulliver's Travels. Jonathan Swift was a brilliant satirist. Here he had a go at human nature and the traveler's tales subgenre. Magnificent. I fear our world has lost the ability to appreciate the subtlety of satire. But when it can again, this book will be here, thanks to you. Our library is growing, Aiden. Not just in the number of books, but in the amount of knowledge, wisdom, history, and more. We need to keep it growing, Aiden. But first, let us find some more collections for you. Stay on the line.
Alright, relogging in. Don't know what the point is. I mean, if it's a level check, why are you still giving me medicine with 1 rank? I don't know.
Come by the library, and Thalia will give you the details.
Yeah, I heard. She called Jen a stupid slut for what she did with Jacob.
That's right. At least so Kate said.
You're self-confident. That much is obvious. But do you believe in anything outside of yourself? Bigger than yourself?
You mean like a god? Yeah, I don't think so.
That's rather bleak, don't you think? I think you've read one too many of Kafka's books.
It's not rainbows and puppies out there, Thalia.
True. But don't you hope there's a greater being, consciousness, whatever? Something that gives us a higher purpose?
I think the only thing that gives anyone higher purpose is the face they see staring at them from a mirror.
I see. Thank you for sharing this with me. Oh, here.
I have to go, but I have to tell you something first.
What's that?
But I know I don't always have the right words. But I do enjoy our talks.
I'm glad. I do too. See you again. Soon, I hope.
have The Jungle Book. On Drinking Wine, 20 Poems. The War of the Worlds. The Hanging Poems. Histories. And Analects of Confucius.
You've done it again, Hayden. As I expected you would. What have you brought? H.G. Wells was a master of science fiction, in part because he knew his science. It wasn't humanity that prevailed over the Martians, but germs. Germs, man! Can you believe it? So simple, yet so small. Would that our plight were suddenly resolved in that way. Kipling's The Jungle Book has an underlying theme of abandonment, followed by themes of adoption and nurturing. Oh, how so many today feel abandonment. Hopefully, nurturing souls remain. What am I saying? Of course they do. You are one such soul. It's beautiful, Aiden. This collection, I know you think me a fool, but I am moved. Thank you for this gift. This gift to me. This gift to the world.
So I'm 100% sure that the run to Albert actually took longer than it did for me to do Book Club VII. Also, it'll be a nice touch if these bookshelves get more stocked as I brought in more books. I don't know, maybe it does, but I haven't noticed anything because he's always standing in front of this shelf and it does not look like it's any more stocked.
There you are, dear Aiden. I've missed you.
Likewise, Thalia.
Albert seems pleased with today's haul. H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds, huh? You know, every day I wonder, are we at war?
Who, us? Wait, did I say something wrong?
Oh, Aiden, that was so cute. No, we're good. I was referring to the world around us. Is that in a state of war?
Oh, right. The world. Oh, we're at war, all right, believe me. And not just one, a lot. Everyone seems to be at each other's throats for one reason or another.
Sounds like you're talking about the infected.
Some days, it's hard to tell who's more dangerous. The infected, or regular people.
How distressing, Aiden. But quite an insight. Here's what you need. Till next time?
Yeah, till next time, Thalia.
I'm gonna say regular people are a lot more dangerous than the infected. We kill infected by the dozens. But the most dangerous thing of all in this game is falling to your death, which I guess counts as regular people anyways. Never know which way to turn when I spawn in a metro. Even if it's one I just was in, like this. Every metro is different, so it's not like I can establish a clear pattern in my head. Because, I mean, realistically, who's going to hang around in the cleared Houndfield metro all day long? I miss Old Villador. I spent 200 hours in Old Villador before moving on. I find it a lot more entertaining than the skyscraper area, that's for sure. We have the collected works of H.P. Lovecraft, the Shuangzi, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Mahabharata. Aiden, just get to the top.
Civilization's but a whim of circumstance. Always.
I missed him. No, I got him. I just didn't hear anything. Alright. We have Ramayana. Water Margin. And Records of the Historian.
I am continually astounded by your tenacity and success. Let's see today's catch. Lewis Carroll truly captured the surreal feeling of disorientation, of falling into a strange world in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I often feel like I've fallen into another world, but sadly, this one is no Wonderland. Given the nature of H.P. Lovecraft's horrific creations, I suppose we should count ourselves lucky. What would we do if an old god suddenly awoke? Lovecraft excelled at creating a sense of dread, which made his stories all the more horrifying. I can relate to a persistent feeling of dread. Definitely. Thanks to you, this collection is already unparalleled in the city. Sadly, our sources are getting dry, and I have nothing new for you right now. But I am confident we will manage to dig up at least some more from the city. Just you watch. Wait for my call, Aiden.
Alright, wait it is.
Come by the library, and Thalia will give you the details.
Fucking prisoners have better conditions than we do.
Our commander has no mercy for traitors. Aiden, I have a fresh list of book locations for you. Was that Alice's Adventures in Wonderland you brought back? Do you consider the library your Wonderland now?
I don't know about that, but it's a definite change of pace.
I bet. I would imagine, like Alice's journeys, yours are disorienting. And you're probably surrounded by no small amount of madness. You seem immune to such afflictions. Seem, I say. But are you really, Aiden? Do you ever get close to losing it?
Knowing what I know about the end of the game, I'm gonna just say that Aiden has already a long time lost it. But we'll go ahead and have Aiden say sometimes.
Of course. I mean, we all have our moments, right?
I know I do. Sometimes it's all I can do not to fling myself off the nearest balcony.
I do that all the time. It's kind of my job. But yeah, I get down sometimes. Then I just get over it. Now, I let myself feel bad, but I can't afford to wallow either.
Stifling your feelings can be dangerous too, Aiden.
Yeah, maybe. But that's just how I'm wired. And I'm off. See you next time.
I'll be counting the hours.
We need 3 books in this place. Maybe it's not this room? Oh, no, it is. We have The Rights of Man. Around the World in 80 Days. And 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Home of the Cid. I don't remember it being in any containers. Oh wait, there was only one in this store, wasn't there? Alright.
Is that?
Free here. Yeah, Plato's Republic. Beowulf. And Faust. Personally, I'm not sure about the sense of someone knowing the book and reporting it to Albert without having brought it to him or something. I don't know.
You found them. It's incredible. Let's see. No one wrote adventure like Jules Verne. Around the world in 80 days. Journey to the center of the earth. And of course, 20,000 leagues under the sea. Did you know that in the Nautilus, he predicted many features of modern submarines? A man ahead of his time. You'll be interested to know that in Plato's Republic, Socrates argues in defense of the connection between a just life and a happy life. Ah, if only such a sentiment could break through the cracks of our society and flower once more. You know, Aiden, I truly believe you deserve to be immortalized for your efforts to preserve the precious resource of human literature. I truly do. As probably does Thalia. Go ask her.
While I'm thinking about it, there is a stereotype about like the hot librarian character. And why not just replace Albert, or merge Albert and Thalia to be one character and just do that rather than having me go talk to him and then talk to her?
if it isn't my intellectual sparring partner? I see you brought Albert a copy of Plato's Republic. Heady stuff.
I haven't read it, but Albert was sure excited.
If it has pages, Albert's excited. But here's a question. If you had to make a choice, would you choose to be just or to be happy?
The answer that intrigues Thalia the most is neither, but well, we'll just pick happy.
If I had to choose, I'd be happy. We all deserve to be happy.
I suppose, but at what cost? Could you disregard the pain and suffering around you and still be happy?
You said choose one, so I did. You didn't say I had to be realistic.
Albert's shelves are nearly full. I suppose you'll stop visiting soon.
We'll just have to see about that.
Well, at least there's one more location to check.
I mean, you can find happiness in anything. You can find happiness in being just. I don't know. It could be a fairly deep question, and maybe I'm just not giving it the due consideration. Now, this is probably the most interesting part of the book club questline, which is a good way to end it. Oh, perhaps you could have just made it this quest only and scratched the other quests. Now, if you've created a PK base, if you've given this place to the PKs, they will have set up a pretty sturdy looking outpost right in front of the building here. Which makes it ridiculous for what actually happens afterwards. Enemies are completely incapable of opening doors. Henry IV, the Divine Comedy, Heartful Darkness, the Merry Wives of Windsor, the Merchant of Venice. Oh, let me go in. Hey. Come on, pick this up. He can't pick it up because the Aiden drops under the table and loses control of himself. Alright, anyways. The Canterbury Tales. On the Origin of Species. Plutarch's Lives, Volumes 1 and 2. And finally, we're going to pick up this Investigate.
Here you are. This'll make Albert happy.
You, give us that book.
What, this book? What's it to you?
Because it contains a treasure map.
Look, I think you're confused. It's called Treasure Island, and it may show a picture of a treasure map, but it's not real.
That's not what we hear. Now hand it over.
It's not gonna happen.
Then we'll take it from you. We're good at that. Plunder 'em, boys.
Because these guys are level 9, they actually they can take a lot more damage than the normal enemies I've been fighting. Now, Stomp pretty much is the solution to all of life's problems here. But you need enough room to do it. Oh, that was a fail right there. There we go. Oh, you're not even dead yet.
A treasure in Treasure Island. Idiots. Wait, what's this? Looks like a safe combination.
Message 1. Received March 21st.
I'll be damned. It was a treasure map. Well, of sorts. Luckily, the book is the only treasure Albert's looking for.
Oh yeah, that courtyard out here would be completely covered in PKs, and I don't know, and the bed still accost you.
Slut for what she did with Jacob.
More books. I may have to start calling you Santa. It's like Christmas every time you return. Almost everything you think you know about pirates comes from Robert Louis Stevenson's book, Treasure Island. But did you know it was originally meant as a coming-of-age story? Indeed. And even though it was for children, many pirate movies, when there were movies, were rated R. You, sir, are a tough audience. Darwin's Origin of the Species is the foundation of evolutionary biology. It's ironic, really. Is what's happening around us somehow an expression of Darwin's natural selection? Unnatural selection, if you ask me. You did it, Aiden. Our work here is done for now. I am humbled. Truly I am. Humanity has a chance to survive, not just in body, but in spirit. Because of you. Take this. It is but a pittance for all your great works, but it may serve you in your daily adventures.
Thank you, Albert. But I'm curious, what'll you do now that your collection's complete?
With our literary past safeguarded, there is only one thing to do, my boy.
What's that?
Secure the future, of course. Ensure the human spirit continues to be distilled for ages to come.
So, write more books?
Precisely. Starting with a record of your heroic deeds that brought us to this moment.
Who would want to read about me?
After I've told your tale, my boy, everyone. Oh, and it will be epic. And I already have a title. Libros Libertad.
Nice.
Now leave me, for I must begin. Thank you again, Aiden. We are all in your debt. Oh, and check up on Thalia. She wanted to talk to you.
Keep well, Albert.
Of the books you brought, On the Origin of Species and Treasure Island caught my eye.
And probably inspired a question.
Indeed. So, how do you view yourself? Are you a pioneer like Darwin? Or a pirate like those found in Treasure Island?
Oh, a pirate for sure.
Oh, really?
I have to steal a lot, like a pirate. And there's a lot of fighting. I'm not proud of everything I do, but I have to survive. I try to be a good pirate, but I'm not sure everyone sees it that way.
So honest, Aiden. And sometimes raw. Few people admit to things that could cast them in a negative light. You don't shy away from that. Or anything, from what I can tell.
On that note, it looks like I finished my work with Albert.
Oh, so it means you won't be coming back?
But yeah, I mean...
As hard as it is to admit it, at least a part of me is really sad to hear it. The feelings I've read about, that's nothing compared to what I feel. I'll miss our conversations.
Yeah, me too, Thalia.
Do you think it's possible that I could see you again?
Very possible.
You can visit me at home, if you want. I've marked my flat on your map. I'll be there after the sunset.
Okay. See you there.
Till then, Aiden.
I wanted to cover book club before Deserter, because it involves Albert. Now, if you approach Thalia's apartment before she invites you, it's actually occupied by zombies. So we'll just assume she moved in recently.
It's Aiden.
Come in.
We have a nice place.
Thanks. At least here you can pretend that this whole nightmare isn't happening outside. You know, I had a dream.
What dream?
That one morning, I went outside. There were people on the streets, kids playing, people in the cafes, like in the books I read. Crazy, right?
I think we all share that dream.
Do you think if this world were different, would you get married? Build a house?
That seems unlikely. It's so detached from what my life is.
My everyday life is in my imagination. In literature. I'm probably just a weak little girl to you.
No. You're sensitive, but that doesn't mean you're weak. Those who are weak just give up. They stop caring about anything. Give up on life, but you still care. It means you still fight.
Someone told me once that only the gentle are ever really strong. Will you hold me, Aiden? Can we pretend that what's outside isn't happening? Just this one time.
The world out there is still there. Forgetting about it changes nothing.
Oh, Aiden, but it does. It changes everything. Maybe not out there, but here. Here we can make our own decisions. Decide what is and isn't real. Sometimes what's outside makes us forget what it can be like in here. And sometimes it's just an excuse. Because we're afraid of what's in here, too.
I'm not sure I understand.
I know. Don't worry. Good luck, Aiden. Good luck with everything that's out there.
Now, you remember what I mentioned when we did the carrier quest about these doors? Oh, they fixed it. This patch has made it where you can't actually just barge in her room anymore.